Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the VoughtCast. I'm your host, Homelander Memes, and with me is my sidekick, Vought Productions. Say hi, Vought.
Yo, what's up?
Today we're going to talk about a lot of things with Season 3 coming out in a little more than a week. And we are hyped. Are we not hyped?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, so what have we got ahead of us? The boys' account has been delivering on material. We've been getting teasers. They've been doing photo shoots, live tours. I think they went to Paris.
Yeah, I believe I've seen videos of them doing a tour in Paris. Not the whole cast, but yeah, they've been promoting.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I don't know. They're giving us some content before the season starts, but hopefully we get more.
Yeah, they posted today on Twitter, I believe, because someone said, "Is that it?" And they're like, "No, just give us a day to restimate. We'll be back."
Nice.
So,
also, shout out to Eagle the Archer memes on Instagram. Eagle memes. He was followed by the boys on Instagram. The boys TV.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And they only follow like other celebrities and brands.
On Instagram, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But I do know that they follow you on Twitter.
They do. I think they've been starting to follow more fan accounts recently because I didn't know they were following accounts on Instagram now. Weirdly enough, they don't follow me there. But they do follow me, and I think 4 or 5 other fan accounts on Twitter, so it is definitely really cool to see them being more interactive in general. It definitely seems like whoever's running the account now, it's something that we've definitely talked about in the past about how they should be more interactive, and they really have been like the last few weeks. Like they're on Twitter all the time replying to people and liking posts and everything. It's really fun to see for sure.
Finally, it's like Kripke lost his phone.
I don't know if Kripke runs it. I don't know who does run it.
It's somebody. Found his phone.
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on the trailer? There's a lot to discuss there with the trailer, and then there were a couple other TV spot advertisements that came out as well.
Well, I suppose we should start with the trailer. It is in the thumbnail.
Of course.
So, I am super excited to see the direction that they go with. Trailer, we didn't get a ton more than what we got. I'd say we actually did get a decent amount more like info and information plot-wise this time around. Like, skip if you don't want spoilers, but it's not really a spoiler. A certain frame of the trailer, you could see Soldier Boy being confronted by Butcher and Queen Maeve.
Oh, really? I didn't notice Queen Maeve in that shot with Butcher.
Was it Butcher and MM?
I think it was. So there's a couple different shots with Soldier Boy. You have the one where he's like coming out of his like chamber or whatever, and that's Butcher with Frenchie and Kamiko. But then there's another one where it's Annie and MM. They're like attacking Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
That one's towards the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, he blocks her blast, which is just classic. Annie just stays getting clowned every time she gets in a fight. Now Soldier Boy's just going to block her with a shield. This is just ridiculous at this point. Why even have the power? Whatever. Not going to get into it.
I mean, to be fair, Soldier Boy is pretty powerful.
That's true.
And I think he's the one that gives Homelander the black eye in the trailer.
Oh, yeah. I could definitely see that.
So, what would you say is your favorite part of the trailer?
Definitely the Annie parts, of course.
Of course.
No, I think I'm very interested to see kind of what they do with, as far as like Annie's concerned, like where her arc's going to be. I mean, you obviously see that she's going to be like co-captain now with Homelander, so that's really interesting.
Oh yeah, that's super interesting. And Homelander seems to be accepting it, probably thanks to blackmail.
Potentially. I feel like eventually though he's gonna snap.
Yeah.
One thing, the quote I think that stands off to me, actually, my favorite part though, that doesn't involve Annie, is the part in the trailer where Huey says, where he's assumingly on a phone call with Butcher, and he says, gloves off, we can't do this the right way, it's all rigged, we're doing it your way, which I feel like is a really big thing to put in a trailer. But nonetheless, I'm very interested now because it appears that Huey's even going to finally, because for the longest time he's been like, no, we got to do it the right way. We got to do it by the book. And I think something will finally break him this season.
I think you're right. I think if he finds out the secret about Newman, that would be enough for him to start listening to Butcher a little more.
Perhaps. So do you think that's what's going to cause him to be like, forget it, if he finds out that Newman is like a soup?
Yeah. Yep. He's going to be like maybe if he like sees Newman in action somehow, or Newman tries to kill him and he finds out.
I don't know if Newman would maybe try to kill him, but it does look like she's going to be playing a major role this season, because there's another shot of her in the trailer where it almost looks like she's blackmailing Starlight. The scene where she's like walking around Starlight in a circle and kind of just glaring at her, and Starlight's just standing there like, what are you doing?
Yes.
That one is very interesting. So I don't know if maybe she's going to threaten Starlight, or maybe if she's going to threaten maybe Huey's life, because everyone knows that, Starlight and Huey are a thing, and they normally try to threaten Huey. So maybe she'll be like, I'll blow his head off at work when he comes in Monday morning. Bam, head blown off.
Exactly. Exactly.
But what about you? What was your favorite part?
I am excited to see Starlight finally being able to be a superhero the way that she originally intended. And, this could be game changing, because if there's more superheroes with just less corruption from Vought, and having her as a leader, and a lot of people look up to Starlight, I think it might change the game. Less people like A-Train, less people like Ezekiel, more people that actually want to be heroes. Yeah,
I think it is going to be interesting. Now, do you think they're going to play with the idea that, do you think the power is going to corrupt her at all? Like, do you see her going too far with it, or do you think she's going to stay good with it the whole time?
She's stayed on like the self-righteous trail for a while now, and how she wants to be a normal hero. So I think she's going to go through with it.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm really thinking is, just with the nature of the show, you're definitely not going to get like some fairy tale thing where she comes into Vought and becomes like, co-captain, kind of deal. And for people wondering what we're talking about, there's another TV spot ad that they came out with where Edgar is talking to Starlight, and he says like, I'm making you co-captain of the Seven. So that's like a confirmed thing. It's not just like a theory we're running with. But with that being said, just with the nature of the show, I don't see her just walking into Vought and being able to do that without some consequence, whether it's Homelander eventually fights back, or
Spanking.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure to see how Homelander reacts, because you saw how he acted with Stormfront, and Stormfront wasn't even like a co-captain. Stormfront was just taking the attention, but now Starlight is officially a co-captain and is actually going to be like almost as popular as he is.
Yep.
So
when there's Soldier Boy in this whole mix,
yeah,
I'm excited.
And it's weird to think too, like how much of a role Soldier Boy is going to play in this. Is he going to be? I don't think he's going to be in the actual Seven, will he? He's just probably going to be like a rogue, like third party kind of deal.
I was thinking he was going to be in the Seven, but maybe I was wrong.
Potentially, yeah. Because we never see him like. Yeah, I guess he could be in the Seven. I know he was originally like
exactly
first main superhero. So, but what do you think about Swatto? They brought in the fly suit.
Yes.
So that was the fly.
Yep. We were right.
You had that impact.
Yes.
You said they need to bring in a fly suit, and look at that. Look how fast they brought him in. That was within like a week.
They love me.
They do. You got any other ideas you want them to implement while you got this kind of power?
I think in season 4, maybe in season 5 too, I should play a younger Homelander in flashbacks. See,
Yeah.
you wouldn't
You want to
believe the
audition?
amount of people that think that I should. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start a petition, and I'm gonna audition. And I'm gonna DM Tony Starr.
Do it.
Bet.
I'd go for it.
Bet I will.
Nice. I wish you luck. I'll sign that petition.
Thanks, man. You always support me.
Can I play a younger Huey Campbell?
Yes.
Let's go. We got the boys fan cast going.
Yes.
We just need to find our other community members to play their other respective parts.
Younger Huey Campbell? You're like the same age as Huey.
That's true. So I'm just
You're gonna be a stunt double?
Dude, I'll be a stunt double.
Yeah. In his fight scenes, he got like sprayed with blood.
I'll come in for whenever he gets attacked, I'll just come in for those scenes.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you, Amazon.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. I'll work for my negotiating rate is about $97 an hour. So I think that's a pretty good wage.
I think so also.
Whee! I'm just scrolling through the trailer right now, just like memeing around.
Mm-hmm. My boss is currently watching The Boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep, I convinced him to.
That's sick. Does he like it so far?
Yeah, he's liking it a lot. He finished episode 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple people that I know personally that have watched it and have liked it. I think I'm heading over to one of my buddy's house on next Friday, to watch it when it premieres. So that'll be tight. Yeah. Yeah, because I was texting him the other day, and I was like, because he's not like a super fan of the show, but he's watched season 1 and 2, and he likes it. And after he's out next week, do you want to watch it together? And he's like, yeah. And then he was like, why don't you come over? He's like, have some drinks, watch The Boys. I was like, all right, bet.
Oh shit! When are you guys doing it?
Friday when it comes out. I'll probably head over there after work.
This Friday?
It comes out the 3rd, yeah. So, well, no, next Friday.
Tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow. I wish tomorrow was June 3rd, dude.
Nah, I'd be behind schedule. So, everyone, if you didn't know, now you know. My meme page is back up. Homelander.memes on Instagram. I am back, everyone, and I filed an appeal, and Instagram forgave me for me doing nothing.
They were basically like, yeah, sorry we banned your account for like 3 weeks for no reason, mate, but you can have it back now. You're welcome.
Yeah, they're like, oh, yo, I love this show. It's
my bad.
New season. Yeah.
No, that's awesome though that you got the account back, because I feel like that's a really good, not just for you personally, but it's also just a really good, like, it's just a really good thing in general, because when you see like somebody's account get taken down for basically no reason, you did nothing wrong to deserve it being taken down in the first place. I think it is good though that just in general, it just kind of like fights against the system of just like people that just get reported for dumb stuff and then lose their accounts. I always think that's so stupid. So it's always nice because the stories of people getting their accounts back aren't common. You don't see them often. So when you do see it, you really do like to see it. It's very good.
Yeah, true that.
They heard you say Elon should buy Instagram, and they're like, nope, okay, we'll reinstate him. But yeah, so now we got to get you back. Got to get you back to 50K. Got to get you to 100K.
Yeah, you're right.
Get you to 1 million.
You're correct to that, brother. Next goal, 100 million.
I like it. Shoot for the stars.
Always do, brother.
My personal goal is a 7.
700?
No, 7,000. No, just 7.
You got more than 7.
Maybe.
Yanking my balls. Tugging my balls. Straight tugging. 27,732 is my goal. What?
Yeah, that's my goal for follower. 27,732. It's a number I made up right now, and I'm just sticking with it.
Okay.
Out here just having fun.
That you are. Got any updates about your channel?
Not much. Just out here making edits. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday now, so that's pretty much trying to roll with a schedule for a little bit and see how that works. I got almost at 600 on TikTok, so that's cool.
Very nice.
TikTok is definitely my favorite app, I think, to post videos on now. I don't like posting on, like, I post everywhere just to do it, but I don't really like posting on Instagram anymore. I think just generally the app itself just isn't that great, and talking to people outside of the app, that seems to be a pretty common consensus as far as, like, a lot of people just don't like Instagram. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the fandom, but the Instagram side of it still seems dead, even though season 3 is only like a week away. And part of me wonders if the main shift of the fandom is going to tilt over to Twitter for season 3 instead of Instagram. Because I just think people just don't like the app.
Last minute surge.
It could. Because there are a couple accounts in your memeverse that are coming back now, like Tech Knight.
Yeah,
and,
actually, probably like 8 Tech Knight, Eagle, Victoria Newman memes. Frenchie pops in every once in a while. Butcher memes is in the shadows, but he's here.
Is the memeverse cooking up anything right now? Y'all doing a little scheming?
You see me. I post a bunch, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't.
That's always the balancing game, right?
Exactly.
But every post is like an at bat for those who understand baseball, and it's like, you're not going to get hits if you never even step up to the plate in the first place. So,
ew, sports. The fuck are you talking about?
Nah, but that's the only thing that does get annoying, though. Like what I said about posting on other apps, the only thing that does get annoying about TikTok is normally once the videos do decent enough, normally once they get up to 10,000 views or something like that, they'll get censored because of violent content. I guess eventually someone comes along the line and reports it for blood or something, and then it gets a hidden warning on it. And it's not anything against your account, and it's not anything bad like that, but what happens is if someone finds it on their feed, it'll say oh, sensitive content warning, and because everyone has the attention span of a rabbit, they'll just keep swiping instead of pressing I want to watch the video anyway. You know what I'm saying? They just scroll past it. So basically as soon as it gets hidden for sensitive content, it just basically kills all of the traction on it, which is kind of a shame, but I don't know, what can you do? It's a violent show, so
it's true.
What can you do?
That's why I don't get too upset when Instagram gives me shit.
Right. No, Twitter's a fun place, though. I do like the folks over there. You should come on Twitter more often. It's fun.
I've been thinking about it. I hear it's not so fun.
On Twitter?
Yeah. I hear it's toxic.
Depends on where you're at. I mean, it's just like any app. You can run into toxic things, but for the most part, my experience on Twitter has been really good.
Really? Guy like me?
I think you could have fun.
Think so?
Potentially.
What's that quote from the beginning of the trailer? It's all right, one last thing, Cam. I'm just a man.
Yeah.
What does he say? One last
just
time.
A man who fell in love.
Before that.
Oh, I don't know.
VP. Yo, your recent edit was awesome.
Thank you. That was actually that one, just to be honest with you, that was just a repost from 2020. I just posted it again. I just made it a little bit sharper, higher quality, image quality wise, and then just reposted it.
Damn, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
So how do you feel with Starlight being in charge?
I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see, whether she uses that power for good or not. I believe she will, but nonetheless, I'm very excited for it because I think it's one of those things that I've waited around for a while. I mean, they've kind of teased at it a little bit, but she's always been she hasn't had the greatest first 2 seasons, so it's like now it finally looks like she's going to get her run. I'm just worried how it ends up for her in the end, because obviously Homelander's not going to go for it. But how do you feel about Homelander now being challenged again this season?
I hope to see a more charming Homelander, and it seems that he's going along with everything that Vaught's been doing in Starlight, so hopefully we'll see a more heroic side of him.
Perhaps. It looks like he kind of ends up losing his mind, though, midway through the season. The scene where he just like is flexing
Mom,
in the mirror.
Dad,
like,
moo, cow.
Yeah.
So what do you think the Deep is doing back in the 7? Or at least it seems like he's back in the 7.
Yeah, my theory on that is probably that Homelander is like basically pissed off at everyone else. I mean, he doesn't really care for Maeve anymore. It looks like he gets mad at A-Train, and obviously Starlight's trying to take part of his power now. So, I mean, pretty much I think the Deep is probably like, he's like the last one on the totem pole, and Homelander's like, oh, whatever, I'll bring this guy back because at least the Deep will listen to me, because the Deep doesn't really have an ego, right? Like, he's desperate to get back in. He's, at a low point in his life.
When it comes to women. Nah, even now he doesn't.
I mean, he's technically married now, but I mean, just in general, I just think he's
shitty blowjobs.
Oh my gosh. I remember that clip now. But no, it's like he's just like he's not he's like the most wimpy one out of all of them, I think. So he's the one that's most likely to listen to Homelander, because all the other superheroes are like, well, we're just going to do whatever we want because we're cool enough to do it.
A-Train.
Yeah, but even A-Train though. I mean, Homelander clearly gets mad at him for something, so it depends on what it is.
I guess.
But do you think this season is the Deep's redemption arc era? Do you think the Deep is gonna turn out to be a cool dude this season, or do you think he's gonna be more weird and just an outcast?
He's gonna be an errand boy for Homelander, just like the Deep.
An errand boy for Oh, yeah.
Of course, your mind immediately goes to Aaron.
I was thinking. I was like, wait, Aaron. No, but yeah, I could see him, just Homelander just being like, all right, I need you to go do this for me. And he's just like, okay.
Ooh, I know. You could play Starlight's ex-boyfriend.
No. Why would I want to play Starlight's ex?
Because then there will be like a kissing scene flashback.
I mean, you're trying to like make me have like a heart attack on set or something? Is that like your plan? It's like the kiss of death. Like, he just
really
just gets kissed, dies. Have you seen the fainting Teletubby meme where it's just like this big Teletubby and he just falls over? That'd be me. Yeah. Just be like, oh dear. Faints. Yeah. No, I could see the Deep being like an little errand boy for Homelander.
Right.
What about Noir? How do you think that confrontation is going to go down when he sees Maeve and Annie again? That's going to be awkward.
Oh yeah. Well, he probably won't care.
That's true.
He's a weirdo.
Annie's just gonna wave an almond joy at him, be like, I know your weakness.
Yeah.
Do you think they find a way to reinforce Noir and take away his nut allergy?
I think they would have done that already if they could.
Yeah, potentially. It's funny how all these soups have like a really weird weakness. Like, Homelander's supposed to be like the strongest guy on the planet, and then like his weakness is like milk. And then the Deep is out here with like aquatic animals, and then Black Noir can't have tree nuts. I don't even know what Queen Maeve's weakness is. Her weakness is herself. And then Starlight's weakness is, at the moment, she's a little bit too naive and innocent, I guess. That'd be like her weakness. Like, she's too trusting of people. But that might change with the third season. Become like co-captain and whatnot, and taking on a more leadership role, and she's able to basically, stand up to Homelander, assumingly so, and whatever. I think it's definitely going to be a confidence boost for her. It just depends on how it ends for her. What do you think about the scene with Grace Mallory and Butcher and Ryan? So it looks like Ryan's living with Grace, and then Butcher goes to visit them, I guess.
Or Grace just arranged the visit.
Potentially, yeah. It's funny, though, because there's a line where she mentions about he's, like, taking orders from Huey, which is pretty hilarious. I want to see that power dynamic in action, or Huey just telling Butcher what to do.
Me too.
That's
I
gonna
love
be-
that scene in the elevator of them.
Oh yeah, they're just like staring each other down.
Yeah, Huey's a dick.
Huey's so fly now. He's got a suit. You can't touch him. Man's unstoppable. He's got too much power.
It's true.
Do you think we get any? How do you? So, as far as like all the characters go, like it looks like they're all getting power this season in one way or another. In terms of like Butcher, like with Compound V, and then Huey with like Authority, and then Starlight becoming like co-captain deal. How do you think that impacts all of them? Like, do you think the power run goes well for all of them? Do you think it goes bad? Like, what do you think is the? How do you think that ends?
I'm hoping for a time of peace.
I don't think it's going to be that.
No.
I think it's going to be quite the opposite, almost.
Yeah, it's true, but what you
never
gonna do
know.
about it?
Just have a season of The Boys where it's just, all it is just relationship plot lines and just like casual stuff. That's all it is. Just Huey working a desk job. That's what season 3 is. It's just Huey working a desk job.
Exactly.
Which of the new soups are you the most excited for? As far as like Soldier Boy, Countess, the Fly Guy.
Soldier Boy.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the pretty obvious choice. I'm excited to see Countess too, though. Her powers look really cool.
Yeah, it's true.
But I doubt she'll be in it a lot this season, though. Like probably like the ones like Countess and Blackhawk and Gunpowder are pretty much probably just being brought in just so they can get killed off, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think Soldier Boy survives the season?
Yeah. Actually probably not. I don't know. I don't know if he'll last long. It depends on how he adapts to this new world.
Because I mean, with like Stormfront in season 2, it was kind of maybe implied that maybe she was going to stick around. That's kind of the vibe you got. But then Ryan like wipes her out, which is very interesting.
Wipes who out?
Stormfront.
Oh yeah. Well, I think
the second
season. Come back.
Yeah, that's true. So I mean, if you got that, Soldier Boy does look really strong. He's got that blast that he has that comes out of his chest and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the shield. So that's cool.
Definitely.
Maeve's got a sword. Soldier Boy's got a shield.
Captain America's shield or Maeve's sword? Which would you rather have? I mean, not Captain
Probably
America.
the shield.
Soldier Boy. Yeah.
Probably the shield, yeah. Because you can just keep blocking the sword.
That's true.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see if Maeve does anything this season. It is going to be interesting. I did see a couple people talking about this, about how maybe this season Maeve and Annie might not get along super well anymore, because if you think about it, like Maeve has been around forever, and then she hasn't really gotten any like power or authority, and Starlight's like this new girl in the 7, and Maeve basically saves her life like multiple times, and then all of a sudden Annie like jumps up to power now with like co-captain in the 7, and I feel like if I was Maeve, like I'd be pretty pissed off, because it'd be like,
anyone's going to be more pissed than Homie.
That's true. He's definitely going to be the most furious out of them all, but I wonder if the other members of the 7 are going to listen to her.
Yeah. Imagine Black Noir.
What if they do like a power dynamic flip where the Deep comes back to the 7 and Starlight's a leader, and then she just like bullies him, like she just gets back at him. Because if you remember like the callback scene to like season 1 when the Deep had his thing with her, he was like, well, I'm number 2 around here, whatever I say goes, and she could literally come up to him now and be like, well, I'm number 2 around here and what I say goes, so I'm just gonna like beat you up now for being a dick.
Yeah.
She should just beat him, you know.
He's been through a lot.
Blast him across the room a couple times and then be like, all right, you've learned your lesson now.
Yeah.
What about the scene of her blasting Huey? Did you see that one?
No.
Yeah, so in one of the TV spot trailers, there's a scene where her and Huey are out in the woods, and she blasts him.
On purpose?
It appears to be. So the theory, the running theory is that probably testing Huey's power, this Compound V thing. So it's like she's blasting him to make sure that he's durable, because it doesn't look like they're arguing or anything when it happens. He's like standing right in front of her, and she just kind of does it.
Mm-hmm. It
is kind of funny though, because part of me wonders if it's like, Because there's a line in the trailer afterwards where Huey says, "Did it feel good to get that out?" And she's like, "It felt so good." So if Huey asked her to do it, that'd be the funniest thing. There's no way that's what it is. That's what I want it to be. That's what I want it to be. It's not going to be that, but that'd be hilarious. Because I've been joking about that for over a year. Because I mean, she threatened to bench press him, so why not? I don't know. I think it'd be funny.
Classic.
But I'll keep my nonsense out of the pod.
Ain't no damn road trip.
You know, MM out here is just not letting them have fun, and that's just rude. Do you think there's going to be more Billy Joel in season 3, or do you think the Billy Joel era is done?
I don't know. I hope so. I hope we see Simon Pegg again.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Do you think we'll see Huey's mom?
Doubt it. She's long gone.
Yeah. The one thing that I found very interesting about the whole deal with Huey's mom is they released the script for episode 8. The boys did when they did their Emmy nomination because they had to release the script for it. And there was actually a line in the script that was cut from the show where Huey talks about his mom, like when, you know, the scene where he's with Annie and they're like talking in the car about like their parents and like growing up and whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a line that they cut where he says like, "Oh, like I don't really know like what she's doing. I think he says she's off in like Virginia now or something." But they cut that out, and I'm kind of curious.
Interesting.
But I'm not sure.
Why'd they do that?
I have no idea. Unless maybe it's something that either wasn't relevant, or maybe it's something that maybe if they left it in, it would have been too obvious on like where they're trying to go with that. Because I feel like maybe at some point Huey will meet his mom. My fan theory on this is that Victoria Newman is secretly his mom.
Really?
Because, okay, so if you think about it, Victoria Newman is a soup, right? So she doesn't age, okay? Because she's a soup. Mm-hmm. And Huey said about his mother that his mother was like a big fan of the Seven, and she would always make them like, you know, costumes for Halloween and stuff like that. So she was clearly in on the whole superhero lingo deal, right? Mm-hmm. And then she said one day her mom just kind of got up and left. And I believe his dad made a comment in season 1 to Huey about his mom just like randomly leaving and whatnot. I don't know. That's just kind of my fun theory. I'm just kind of rolling with, and maybe she doesn't even know that that's Huey now, like grown up, like that's her kid. I don't know. My theory is that maybe Huey was adopted, that like Huey's dad, and that's why like biologically he doesn't look like, he doesn't really have any features of Victoria Newman because he was adopted, and maybe the dad had no idea, or maybe Huey's dad did know that Newman was a soup and worked in the government, and that's why he didn't want Huey to go after the soups because he knew like he would find out. I don't know. I'm just kind of
I hear you. Good theory.
But do you have any fun fan theories of your own?
Yeah, I got a couple.
All right.
So kind of comic spoiler, kind of not. But in the comics, if you didn't already know, his nickname Mother's Milk is because he actually is a soup, and he, in order to live, he must feed upon his mother's breast milk.
Really?
And and eventually, I believe his parents were very abusive, but eventually into adulthood, he locked his mom up in his basement and basically just used her as a milk machine, chained up.
As really wild. Okay, I did not know that. What the heck were the comics? What?
Yeah.
How do you get that? Okay, either way, whatever. Surprisingly, not even the wildest thing that's in the comics. So, you know. Mm-hmm. So what is your theory off of that? Do you think he's secretly a soup? Then is that where you're going with this?
No. Imagine if he was so obsessed with his family, but maybe he had to get back because he needed the milk.
Oh,
that's why he's such a germ freak. You know, he's always sanitizing everything.
Oh. And he never seems disgusted by Homelander's milk obsession. I think the other characters are, but I don't think he is.
How do they see it?
Actually, you're right. Yeah, nobody sees it.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Like, I don't think they're going that route for season 3, just because it seems like, there's a line where he's talking to Butcher about like, oh, like the reason why we do this is so people can't have these superpowers or whatever. So I don't think if that is true, I don't think we'll see that in season 3. That might be something they save for season 4 or 5. Although I would say it does seem like the show is going way off rails from the comics now, because Starlight was never like a co-captain in the comics, was she? Like, she was pretty much the opposite direction. Like, just out here getting clowned the whole time. Yeah. And I think that change alone domino affects like the whole story in a sense.
Yeah.
But you said you had multiple fan theories, so I got to hear these fan theories now. Because fan theories are fun.
Did I say multiple?
You said multiple. You told the people multiple. Come up with one on the fly right now.
All right. So I think they are going to resurrect Lamplighter from the dead. But I actually think that the musical episode that we're supposed to be getting is going to be like some kind of Frenchy drug trip, or Himiko on some kind of psychiatric drugs while locked up as a patient or something,
Okay. I could get with that, where like the whole episode is like a Frenchy drug trip. I could believe them doing that, honestly.
Right? Or Kimiko drug trip. Like Kimiko's drugged. I don't know. Frenchie, though.
That's going to be such a weird episode to watch, though. Like the musical one. It's just,
Homelander singing.
Yeah, I'm very curious how they do it, but...
Soldier Boy versus Queen Maeve, who wins?
Oh, because this is back to the sword and shield thing earlier. I think Soldier Boy does. I just don't think, like, could you imagine an interesting play where, like, Queen Maeve is about to die and then Starlight saves her this time around?
Dies?
I don't think she will. I don't think Maeve will actually die, but she might come close to it with Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Because Soldier Boy seems really powerful. I mean, his shield is extremely strong from the looks in the trailer. And then he can shoot out a blast from his chest, which is like a giant fireball. That's pretty OP.
It's true.
And I mean, what's Maeve got? She's got a sword?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, Maeve's tough, but I don't know. Soldier Boy's going to need multiple people to get taken down. That's for sure. You're not going to be able to solo him. I don't even think Homelander could take him one-on-one.
Yeah.
Could the shield block the lasers?
That's a good question.
Because it can block Annie's blast, it appears. And it can block a bazooka, because it did that in the trailer also, like a fireball explosion. So it can block explosions pretty good, but can it block laser beams?
That's the question.
Do you think that... What role do you think like Noir plays this season, now that he's kind of back and doing... Do you think he's just going to be doing like side stuff for Edgar, or what do you think he's going to be doing?
I think there's going to be some kind of Homelander Black Noir plotline. I think they hint to it with Diabolical.
Right. The episode where it's like that was like young Homelander kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like basically the theme of every season is Homelander gets hit with some power struggle, like it's somebody trying to control his power. Because in season 1 it was Madeline, and then season 2 it was Edgar and Stormfront, and now season 3, assumingly it's Edgar, Starlight, and maybe, who knows, maybe Noir also. So it's like he's always got somebody that's like... The thing that's weird is in the trailer, when it seems like he loses his mind, he says, "I show people the real me and they love me." That could be interesting. If he like goes psycho and like off the rails, but the people still for some reason love him.
Yeah. Or he's just delusional.
That's true. Too much milk.
Yeah.
Do you ship Cameron Coleman with Victoria Newman?
Yes.
I think that'd be a power couple of the century right there.
Yeah, do you?
I do. I'd be for it. Cameron seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
For some reason, I kind of love him. I don't know why.
I know.
I just do.
I know.
He's just funny. I don't know why.
It's true.
But Newman's going to be a pretty big thing. Hopefully she doesn't explode any heads of people we love.
Yeah. Anyone you wouldn't mind?
Well, obviously Homelander. You know, she blew off Homelander's head, and that'd be great. I don't know. That's the tough thing with this show is like I don't think there's a single character that like if they died, like I would be fine with it. I mean, I guess like maybe Frenchie to me is like the most disposable out of all the characters. Like if Frenchie died, I wouldn't really care too much, even though he's kind of grown on me. If the Deep died, I wouldn't care too much. I'm gonna get absolutely flamed for this, but if Queen Maeve died, I wouldn't care too much.
Okay.
So yeah, Queen Maeve, but Queen Maeve is on like a different level tier, I'd say. So like the Deep and like Frenchie are like if I have to pick somebody, I'm picking one of those two. Queen Maeve is like if someone came to me and was like, you have to pick somebody that's like pretty important to the. Well, I'd say Frenchie's important to the plot. I'd say they're all important. So I don't know. But yeah, Queen Maeve would be like my third choice to die. If I had to pick three characters in a row, I would do probably the Deep first, and then Frenchie, and then if they said a third one's got to go, it'd probably be Queen Maeve.
Damn.
So how about you? You got to pick three characters to die in order.
Okay.
It's hard.
Maria Newman.
Oh, okay.
The Starlight.
They have to be. Oh my gosh! All right, Leaves call. Leaves call. No, I'm just kidding.
A-Train.
So Newman, A-Train, and who else?
And Starlight.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, VP.
Dang. The Annie hate. I figured you'd say Huey because you don't like. I know you don't like Huey.
Yeah, he was second.
Do you think that you'll have a change of heart on Huey because you don't like him right now because he whines a lot? But what if he starts working with Newman and it's like a new era Huey? Would you be? Are you open?
Drippy.
Are you open to being a fan of a drippy Huey?
I think so.
Changed man.
Yeah.
New era.
Yup.
What about so I know Homelander's like your fave. Is there anything that could happen with him that would make you like not like his character anymore?
If he becomes completely unlikable.
So in terms of just like completely radical and off the rails kind of?
Like blind spot times 10. Like if that keeps happening, blind spot after blind spot.
Oh, okay.
What about you?
For Homelander?
For Starlight.
Oh, okay. I would say I think for me to not like her, I think it would be like if she was the one who broke up with Huey, that would definitely be, and like Huey didn't like really do anything. Like if they go the route where like, let's say for instance, like Huey takes Compound V and then like she gets mad at him about it and like doesn't want him to do it or whatever, then breaks up with him. Like I would get mad at her for that because it's stupid. So basically like if she breaks up with him for a dumb reason, like that would maybe make me not like her character nearly as much anymore. If the power goes to her head and she becomes like super like egotistical and like almost cocky about it, that would kind of make me not really like her as much anymore either. So probably one of those two things, like, you know, basically like being like power hungry and then basically like acting like that she doesn't need anybody anymore kind of thing would probably make me turn against her character a little bit.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, because I think for me, like the charm with Annie's character comes in is that naturally, like in the heart, she's a good person. She's got qualities about her that make her like really savage and badass. But at the end of the day, like she's still like grounded. Like I feel like she's still like pretty humble in terms of like she's a superhero and everything like that. She's got all these powers and everything. I mean, you take her like ship with Huey, for instance, and it's like he's a complete like there's no way that they're even on the same playing field. But she's just kind of like, oh, you know, whatever kind of deal. She doesn't really act like too cool for anybody for the most part. So I think that's kind of just where her charm comes in. Is she's just like a mix of like really badass and like pretty powerful and like really chill, but she's also not egotistical and like cocky about it, basically.
Yeah. I see you.
So now I don't mind the scenes of her being cocky if she's standing up to somebody else, like the scene where she confronts A-Train and he's like, well, I'm going to report you to Homelander. And she's like, you're not going to do shit. Like, that's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
But just in general, like the only time that she's like brings out her savage side is like in order to like defend herself. She's not actively going around being a dick to people for no reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So she basically started doing that. I probably wouldn't like her as much.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Who would you say is like your least favorite character?
Right, Starlight or Victoria Newman.
So then let me flip the question on you then. What would there be anything that Starlight could do that would make you like her?
Stop complaining.
Like what is your main,
be a good
like
superhero. Stop complaining, appreciate Butcher, be a good superhero.
Okay. So it's basically the whining and then just like kind of not being chill with Butcher pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense because she does. I will give you that she does seem to complain a lot, and sometimes her morals do seem to be like a little bit like gray area where like she complains and she's like, oh, like the 7's so bad, but yet she keeps going back, kind of thing. Like doesn't really make much sense.
Yep.
So yeah, that I agree with for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So who is your prediction this season then for who dies? Not who you want to die, but who do you realistically think is actually going to die? Because I feel like somebody has to, with it being season 3. Like, somebody has to. So who do you think it's going to be?
If anyone, I think Queen Maeve might be in some trouble. I think maybe Mother's Milk.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. A-Train, him, or the Deep, I could imagine.
Yeah. So you don't think then they're going to do like a major character death, like like you don't think that they would kill off like Homelander, Butcher, Starlight, Huey, any of those like main characters yet?
Personally, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I think it's a little bit too early for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hope I'm interested to see though, like if somebody does die, how they do it. I kind of hope it's not Homelander. Because honestly, I mean, like it makes the most sense that it would be Homelander, but to me, like dying by Homelander just.
Wait, you're saying Homelander would die?
No. I'm saying like how another character would die.
Oh,
it would be
Homelander's
at the hands of Homelander. Yeah, and I feel like if they went that route, to me, like that's just kind of boring almost because I mean he's like we've already seen Homelander's power. We know that he can pretty much just laser anybody. So I feel like just having someone get lasered to death is kind of boring almost. Like I'd rather it be a fight scene with somebody else and then they die.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I could see him killing somebody. Do you think Huey has any near death moments this season?
No, I think Huey might shine this time around.
Think he might actually for once not
He might be annoying in the beginning.
A little too cocky, maybe?
Yeah, too cocky.
A little
then
bit
he
too
realized
annoying.
like Butcher was right. Victoria Newman, you know.
Yeah. I could definitely see a cocky Huey.
Yeah. Well, I think he'll tone it down a bit once he finds out, you know, Butcher knows
that it's all
shit.
rigged.
It's a coup from the inside.
And then Huey is finally going to be into Butcher's a mess.
Mm-hmm. Back in the fray.
Yeah, I mean, overall, like, I'm just excited to see where it goes because I feel like we've seen so much in terms of like teasers and like ads recently and, you know, teaser images and like cast interviews and I still just feel like I genuinely have no idea what's going to happen this season. Like leading up to season 2, like I had a pretty decent idea I thought in my head, and granted I was wrong for the most part, but at least going into it, like I thought I pretty much knew. For this season, I really got no idea. I mean, clearly Huey's going to work for Newman, something's going to happen, and he's going to join Butcher's side and take V. I'm sure there's going to be a major fight scene somewhere, you know, kind of obvious, but
I think there's a lot not being told.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they've done a good job, like trying to like hide things in plain sight, pretty much. Like I'm sure when it's all said and done, like we'll go back and watch the trailer and be like, oh wow, they put that in the trailer and that was like such a big moment, and you know. But that's kind of the beauty of it is it's like watching the trailer in the lead up. It's like you don't know anything. Like they could like every scene in that trailer could be from episode 8. We would have no idea until episode 8 happens, and that's kind of the beauty of it. And
hoping it's all from episode 1.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's all from early on too, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what the honeymoon introduction is going to be into season 3, because obviously at the very start of like the season, you're going to have a more chill, even though they did say that there's going to have the most shocking moment on television in the first 15 minutes. Outside of that, I think the first episode is going to be like introductory and kind of chill, so I'm kind of curious just how the general vibe feels after watching that first episode.
Yeah.
So,
true.
Because, like season 2 started it off where the boys are like all like hunkered down in the bunker and Huey's like doing stuff. And then Butcher comes back at the very end of the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think, this is a random thought, do you think Grace Mallory is secretly like part of the inside job and the boys just don't know it yet?
I don't think so. Her kids were killed by Soups, her grandchildren.
But it was an accident.
Still.
That's true.
I don't know.
I just have a weird like suspicion that she's like secretly evil, because like something's just weird, because it's like, how does she always know like what's going on inside of Vought? How does she randomly find like the paperwork of like where Becca's hiding and like gives the file to Butcher and being like, oh, here's where Becca's at? Like how does she get the boy's name cleared off of, like, I want to know, like, I want to try to find out more of like who she is and why she has so much power that she does, because she's able to go in and get the boys taken off the most wanted list. She's taking Ryan with her out here finding secret files and stuff. She's the one who originally approached Butcher, so it's like, who is this lady?
Yeah.
Like, we actually don't know like who and why she is the way she is.
True that. All right, everyone, you guys are the real heroes, and for those of you that tuned in, that are listening, that are subscribed to the podcast, please, you guys are the real heroes, and we love you. Thank you. Any last words, VP?
Season 3 is Annie January season, and I'm all here for it. This is her time to shine. Get ready. I've been telling y'all, her time is coming, and it's
Heck
here.
yeah.
So embrace the Annie January arc.
Until next time, this is the VoughtCast.
Bye.